Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Will Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and for today's episode of Game Worthy Reviews, we're taking a look at Hatsune Miku Project Diva Future Tone. Now, this is available right now. You can go to the PlayStation Network store on your PlayStation 4 and download this software right now with 2 songs. And then you can pay like $29.99 for Colorful Tone, or $29.99 for Future Tone, or I think $53 or $54 or so for both of them, or I think it's available physically too. Anyways, we were sent this by Sega, and I don't really count myself as a huge fan of Vocaloids like Hatsune Miku or Len people. Those. I saw Black Rock Shooter. I think the cosplay for that was pretty cool, and I also felt that it seemed to make me think a bit about Ruby, like RWBY. That's it just, sometimes I'll see cosplay and I'm like, is that Black Rock Shooter or is that Ruby? I don't know. I know that's really terrible of me to say that, but it's true. I do have like a couple keychains for Hatsune Miku, and I've seen the little live, quote, live, end quote, concerts that they do for Hatsune Miku or Vocaloids. You know, where they've got their projection technology out there and it's a virtual idol. I love that because I really loved Macross or Robotech with its virtual idol characters. That's pretty awesome. I think that this is some place where we need to go with this. I mean, we have this virtual character that can be used to sell anything from music software, which is what she is, to ramen and cars, and that's cool. Now, this particular game, it's rated T for everyone. Sega, sorry, T for teen, not everyone. Sega sent it to us, so they're like, hey, here's this, you can review this, and I'm like, well, this is not a game I would normally buy. I love rhythm games. I love Elite Beat Agents. I like Final Fantasy Theatrhythm. I like pop-in music, DDR, Guitar Freaks. I feel that Guitar Hero and Rock Band did more to damage the music industry than any other. I mean, they were the thing that made the public stand up and take notice of music games, and they're also the people who killed the market. They essentially put out the next generation version of Edsel type stuff, and it took away from that. I really did like some of these, like DJ Max Pro on the original PSP. I love that. That's pretty good. I like Rhythm Heaven. I like rhythm games. Never really delved into the Project Mirai, Hatsune Miku, Project Diva stuff. Until now, this thing has like over 300 plus costumes. It's got hundreds of songs. It is ridiculously filthy with content. The basic idea of this is that you have you've got a song, and then you have little things that show up like little X's or O's or triangles or squares or your L button or your R button. And the basic idea is to tap the buttons in time with what's happening on the screen and the music. And then in the background of all these, you have your, quote, virtual idols, end quote, dancing around or doing all sorts of stuff to mess you up. Because this is an arcade game. It's intended to rob you of your coins and your time. It's trying to get quarters out of you. You can always improve your score or go. It's just a great little rhythm game. Rhythm games are a little tough to show footage of sometimes because you have to worry about lag, but you can adjust the lag. There are a couple things I do think that are missing from this. I kind of wish, and I haven't found it yet. I mean, if there's a way to do this, let me know in the comments below. But when I'm going into a new song, I want to be able to buy the suggested outfit for that particular song. Suggested capsule for that song. And I don't want to have to scroll through all of the various capsules to find that one that just has a little thing that says selected. I kind of wish there was a way or a button that would just snap me directly to the selected costume. Also, I feel that some of these where the selected is just the default costume. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. I also really, really love the various themes. There's all sorts of stuff from like Enka music to that weird polka music to rock and roll to bossa nova. It's just all strangely varied. There are so many different songs in here. Tons and tons of content. And a lot of it's user generated. Like professional groups will look at it and other people do this, and it's just stuff like, like that Bad Apple thing or Black Rock Shooter like I mentioned before. All of this comes together to put together a very content rich game. Now, you either love Vocaloids or you don't. I suggest check out a couple of the songs on YouTube or on and just decide if you like that style of music. If the vocals bother you, you're not going to like this game. But if you're okay with it, or okay with the fact that when translated, a lot of these lyrics are kind of horrifyingly depressing, which I think is actually kind of the appeal of this game, because you're like, oh, this is a really poppy song. Gee, I wonder what the lyrics are. Look up translation. Oh. Yeah, generally, if you don't find that the music appeals to you, this will not appeal to you. If you're a fan of this particular type of music, or a fan of the previous games, here's what you need to know. This has something to allow you to adjust lag. So it's never the fault of the game. It is entirely on you. This will work with any controllers that you import in. I had to check online to make sure because I've never paid $90 for a controller. Yeah, I've never the only controller I've really imported in was I got a Capcom Pad Soldier that I like to use on my Super Nintendo, and I have a Super Game Boy controller. And yeah, I'm not really a person who imports in those types of controllers. Didn't import in a Poppin' Music controller, but if you're a person who did that and you import controllers for this game, they'll work on it. Also, you can adjust the lag, and this runs at 1080p. That's 1080 progressive scan at 60 frames per second. And playing through it, I did not notice any frame drops. It works fine. Looks good. Really great art style to it. Kind of cute. Kind of a little... There are some more risque costumes, but generally I thought it was pretty good. I've only ever played like the little 3DS game, Project Mirai. DX, the one for the 3DS, and I thought that was okay. It seemed more like a virtual idol simulator thing, and I really like the little thing where you can compose your own music in it. But this is the first of this type of game that I've actually delved into, and it is addictive. You will always find ways to try and increase your score or better your percentage. When you first start out, when you look at stuff that's on Extreme or Extreme 2 or Hard, you're going to be like, oh, this is impossible. But once you've cut your teeth on Easy and Normal, moving to Hard, Extreme, and Extreme is just a matter of time. You will get better at this the more you play it. And I like that about it. I also like the fact that it tends to not take itself seriously. One thing I really liked is that when you're watching, like, say, the music video or whatnot, you can clip screenshots of it, and those will show up on your loading screens, which, by the way, are there, but they're not excessive. The whole game feels like a complete package. You can buy parts of it separately for $30 each, but my suggestion is just get the whole thing. If you are a fan of rhythm games and you want to try something a little bit different, if you want to try something that's a little bit closer to, like, say, Elite Beat Agents but with buttons, you might check this out. You should check this out. If you're a fan of Hatsune Miku or Vocaloids or anime in general, and you've seen all those little Nightcore remixes of things or whatnot, and you love that, you should have already pre-ordered this. You don't need me to tell you how amazing this game is if you're already a fan. If you're not a fan, and you're just a little worried about it or like not sure if you're going to like it, download that demo. Check out those first two things on there. And let me tell you, I think you'll agree with me that this is a good game and you should probably invest in it. In fact, I think you should, especially if you're a fan of rhythm games. Like Rhythm Heaven, Elite Beat Agents, and go with this. Liked Amplitude, go with this. Check it out. It's worth it. There's a ton of content, a ton to unlock, And it's interesting enough to keep your attention for a long period of time. It's also fun if you're playing it like with friends around so they can comment on things that are happening on screen or how poorly you're doing. It's one of those things where a bit of one-upsmanship goes a long way. Overall, I liked Project Diva. Hatsune Miku Project Diva Future Tone from Sega, and I liked it. If I were giving this a alphanumeric score, I'd give it a B plus, which would be like an 8 out of 10. My general thing is that I couldn't figure out how to get to English lyrics on some of these. I got the Japanese lyrics running on the bottom here, but I want an English translation of that. And I feel that I'm pretty sure there's some songs missing from here that I've seen in other games or online, and I'm not sure which ones they are. Also, there was a Black Rock Shooter one in here, but it wasn't like the OVA visuals. It was something else. It seemed weird to me. And I've seen the OVA. Also, I kind of would like to be able to hit like a specific button and go directly to the selected costume for that song. That would be nice. And generally, maybe some stuff like I would like to go in there and be able to change the pitch modulation for the vocals. That might be nice. I don't think you can do that, or at least I haven't run into any way to do that. But I'd like to be able to also speed up songs. Like, let's say I'm playing through a song, just the music video. I'd like to be able to play it back at like half speed, or double the speed. And generally, this is a great package. I'm just kind of complaining a little bit about things along the fringes and edges of it. Overall, I'm still playing this game. I like it. There are still trophies to unlock. There's still things to unlock. There are still things to do. And capturing footage for it should be fun once we've got all that up and running. And yeah, I liked it. Have you played this game? Have you played any of the other games in this series? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have any questions about this game that you'd like to ask me? While I'm not an expert in all things Hatsune Miku, I do have some opinions of some of the content in this game. Let me know in the comments below any questions you have about it. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Share this if you haven't already. Let people like Sega know that you like seeing reviews like this, or you like these types of games coming out. Let them know. And let them know that, hey, we told you what was up with this, and we think it's worthy of your time. So, yeah, hit those comments, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit that like button, and then ring that bell so you know the next time we put out a new video or review or whatnot. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.
I don't hate money. I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't matter to me, because it matters to everyone.